Want to get away from the big city, but don't know where to go, what to do, or if you can afford to do so? Well, then you're going to want to stay tuned and watch today's video, because we are going to take a neighborhood tour of the city of Grimsby. If you've never heard of Grimsby, it is the gateway to the Niagara region. It's where houses can still be affordable, but you're close to all the amenities of the GTA. If you have a boat, boom, you can just scoot across Lake Ontario here and get to Toronto in a half an hour or so. Or you can take the QEW 407 or 401 and get yourself there in an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on traffic. I'm Scott White, and along with my wife Ellen, we are the realtors for the Living in Niagara with Ellen and Scott at Revel Realty team. We get calls from people just like you every single day. People looking at moving out of the GTA and into a more peaceful, quiet life that we find here in the Niagara region. So if you happen to be one of those people and you're thinking of making such a move, whether you're thinking of doing it in 9 days or 9 months or even longer, please do not hesitate. Give Ellen and I a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or our favorite, click that QR code there and set up a calendar Zoom meeting for us to meet in person on Zoom and answer all of your questions to help you decide whether Niagara is a place for you or not. Today, we are going to be looking at the city of Grimsby. Grimsby borders Hamilton, so it's right close to the city of Hamilton and all of its amenities. And it is the first city that you're going to find as you come into the Niagara region. We're going to tour 4 different neighborhoods. There are a number of different other neighborhoods in the city of Grimsby here, but we're just going to do 4, kind of give you a good overview of what you can get here in Grimsby. We're going to go downtown, check out the downtown area. We're going to go over to an area called Dorchester, very similar to Nelles Estates as well, family-oriented area. Then we're going to pop over to, I shouldn't say over, we're going to pop up the mountain or the Niagara Escarpment and tour Mountain View neighborhood up on the Escarpment, and lastly over to Grimsby on the lake. Well, not actually lastly, because we're going to introduce you to a really special, cool neighborhood that is found in no other city that I know of here in Ontario. You're going to want to check this place out. And of course, at the very end, if you stick around to the very end, I'm going to introduce you to today's local gem. And let me tell you, it is a great little hot spot, really chic lifestyle type of living restaurant. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but it's well worth the visit. And that is going to be at the end when we introduce you to our local gem. So with no further ado, let's jump into the car, drive over to downtown and look at downtown neighborhood. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, we would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so that you can be one of the very first people to hear of anything happening here in Niagara, where to go, what to eat, things to do, and all about real estate. And if you want and enjoy it and know of other people who are thinking of making a move just like yourself, please share it with them as well. Thanks so much. Let's go over and look at the downtown. So we're going to begin our neighborhood tour of Grimsby right here in downtown Grimsby. A great little downtown area where you get the feel of the city, but you keep the community sense. Even though Grimsby, in my opinion, is the gateway to Niagara, really close to Hamilton and the GTA, which makes it really convenient for traveling if you're commuting back to the GTA, it still keeps a small town charm. The downtown has great little boutiques, shops, and stores, some wonderful little cafes and bars and restaurants to come to and enjoy. So this is the downtown of Grimsby, and it is the downtown area neighborhood. We're going to go into a neighborhood here and we'll take a little tour of the downtown neighborhood, see what you can get here in the downtown area, which makes it, and if you stay in one of these areas in the downtown, getting here for walking is fantastic. That is one of the complaints that I hear often from people here in Grimsby is it isn't a very walkable area, especially if you get away from the downtown. If you want to do shopping and stuff, the public transit isn't that fantastic in order to get around Grimsby. So it's really kind of car necessary unless you're living in the downtown area. So let's jump out of the downtown Main Street and go and take a look at one of the neighborhoods right here in the downtown area. So I will start here in the downtown area of Grimsby to show you some of the condos that are available. This is part of the less expensive area of Grimsby. My daughter used to live right on this street. It's still a very safe area, even though it is cheaper and more affordable housing. These condos behind me, there's two currently on the market. One is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The other one is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. They're both around 900 square feet of living space. And the one goes for $539,900 and the other one goes for $499,900. And right next to those condos is this condo unit built in 2018. And there's one place available in this beautiful condo unit right here behind me. It is a 3-bedroom, 2+1 bath, about 1,500 square feet, and it's going for an asking price of $699,900. So those are some of the less expensive homes here, or condos here in Grimsby, just around the corner, up the street. If you're not interested in a condo, you can get this house right here. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot bungalow right here in the downtown area, and it is asking $699,900. And once again, across the street right here is another apartment building, condo building, and they have a unit for sale here. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 800 square foot condo unit for $499,900. So this is the downtown area. Typical homes are running on average about $750,000. You can get some, as you said, condos, apartments for $499,000, around $500,000 up to $699,000. And there are some homes in this area that can get you even up to $1 million. But those are a little bit more rare in this area here, but there are some. As you can see, it is a well-established area. It's been here for a long time, full-grown trees, little older homes, and still very quiet neighborhood. As I said before, my daughter used to live in this area, and very safe and affordable. So having said that, let's jump over and go to the Dorchester neighborhood. How about a neighborhood like this one here in Grimsby with mature tree-lined streets, the Niagara Escarpment right there over my shoulder, a great friendly family neighborhood. Community still matters in this neighborhood. House prices on average are about $1.1 million here in the Dorchester neighborhood here in Grimsby. They can range between the $850,000 to $1.4 million, with some premium lots exceeding that, such as this house that we're coming up right there beside me. This home recently sold for $1.7 million. The backyard is to die for. A beautiful landscape backyard with a gorgeous pool, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, plus one in the basement, about 2,500 square feet on a lot size of 75 by 140 in prestigious the Dorchester neighborhood. That's one of the premium lots you can find in this community. But as I said, this is where community really matters here. We just sold a house in this community, and our sellers were having a very difficult time putting the house up on the market because they didn't want to say goodbye to this community. They've lived here for about 20 years, and I don't know, can you see the lemonade stand there over my shoulder? The kids aren't out selling it today. It's not as hot as it has been recently, but if they were, I'd go out there and buy myself a little lemonade. But going back to my story there with our previous sellers who just sold their house, just closed it about a month ago or so. So they had a very difficult time putting their house up on the market because they didn't want to leave this neighborhood. They didn't want to leave their neighbors who were a part of their life here. They knew them so well. They had them over regularly for coffee, tea, and parties. The neighbors were very upset and sad to hear that they were putting their house up on the market, and yet they did. And part of the process of selling their house was trying to find that right buyer to fit into this neighborhood. And what was really interesting is when we finally got them that buyer, the seller of this house actually had a neighborhood party where they invited all the neighbors to come and meet their new homeowners, their new neighbors. And this was before the house even closed. So they had everybody over. They had the new buyer and their family here. They introduced them to all the neighbors. And since they have purchased and moved in, our sellers have been invited over to their old home. The new owners have had them over. They've had dinner with them. They've had parties with them. And they still come to connect with the neighbors that they moved away from. That's the kind of community that Dorchester neighborhood is all about. So if that's something that you're looking for, this is definitely a neighborhood you'd want to take a look at here in Grimsby. And this is the house there behind me. It's a 2,000 square foot bungalow, 3 bedrooms with 1 in the basement, 2 bathrooms, a huge additional room in the back. I mean, huge, with a beautifully landscaped backyard, complete with a fountain and waterfall. They actually had a wedding. Their daughter got married and they got married there in their backyard. It was sold for $1,100,000. And now let me show you a house in this area that goes for under $1 million. Like this house right here. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath bungalow on a lot size of 66 by 125. It is 1,500 square feet of beautiful renovated living space, and currently on the market for $869,900. That is the low end of houses for sale here in the Dorchester neighborhood. Kind of gives you a nice little overview of this particular neighborhood here in Grimsby. Full trees, family oriented, great community, rather spacious homes with nice size lots right along the escarpment here. Now it is a little distance from the downtown core where all the main shopping is, which some people complain that it is a car friendly area. If you need to walk to get groceries and stuff, it can be a little far. Our sellers who I just told you about, she used to walk all the time, but she likes to walk and does a lot of walking. So that's not you. You're going to need a car to get around and get to your major shopping, to the doctor and the dentist and the pharmacy, etc. But that's about the only downside of living in the Dorchester neighborhood. I know it looks like we just moved into the country miles away from any city, but we're not. We are right now just on top of the mountain, or the Niagara Escarpment. I know it's not really a mountain, and if you're living in a mountainous area like in BC or Alberta, where you have the Rocky Mountains, then you're gonna laugh when us locals call the Niagara Escarpment the mountain. But we do. And right here is Mountain View neighborhood. And this runs all along the top part of Grimsby up on the mountain. And you are literally just 3 or 4 minutes to the city of Grimsby. Now, if you're living up here, you're going to need a car because you're not going to be able to get around very much without one, because you are really kind of in the country. But I wanted to stop by here and show you what some homes up here can go for. Well, not every home is like this particular house. This is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath home right on the escarpment. And as you can see, it's got a long driveway. It's a gated driveway. You can't get in here. I can't really show you the house except for my pictures, but this is the house. And right from the home, you can overlook the escarpment Grimsby, Lake Ontario. On beautiful clear days, you get a great view of the Toronto skyline. You're on 4 acres of property. And what do you think a house of this quality would be going for? You notice the limestone finishes on the exterior of the home. This house is going for what? Only $4,399,000. So not quite a downsizing home, but hey, if you're looking into a market for luxury homes and you want to live here with a fabulous view, this house may just be for you. Obviously, this is one of the most expensive homes here in the Mountain View neighborhood of Grimsby. We have other houses that are not right on the mountain view, so you're overlooking the Escarpment. As you move away from the Escarpment, you can get into houses for around $699,000, $700,000, $800,000. Those are the lower priced homes. Most of the houses up here come with acreage, come with property, and they're going to cost over $1 million, $1.1 million, $1.2 million, $1.3 million. If you're going to be right along the brow of the Escarpment, you're going to be into the high ones and $2, maybe even $3 million homes. And most of them, as I said, do come with property, whether it's 1 acre, 2 acres, 4 acres, or 5, maybe even 10. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, Mountain View neighborhood in Grimsby may just be the place you want to move to. But now that we've seen downtown, we've seen a nice little community of homes, we've been up here on the mountain, let's jump down and go by the lake. So here is today's bonus neighborhood. I wanted to share this with you. This is right along the lake here, Lake Ontario. These homes here are all facing the lake, but what makes this place really special is this little crescent coming into right now, and there are a lot of houses in this area that are very, very similar. We call these the painted ladies. These picturesque gingerbread type homes, beautifully decorated, whimsical, and lots of fun. It used to be many, many years ago, it used to be a campground. Now it is kind of maintained that fun decor. Some have said that it is mandated that they have to keep their houses these colors and this way, but it is not. They do encourage the gingerbread aspect of it, but it is a little community right here in Grimsby that really takes this to another level. And they do not come up for sale very often, but here is this house right here behind me. If you want to be in the painted ladies area and have these cute homes, this cute neighborhood, and this is a really, really fun neighborhood, very close-knit neighborhood as well, right by the water. This house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot home, asking for $699,900. But these are just some of the cute houses that you can find on this street. Aren't they just adorable? All the homes aren't decorated like this in this particular neighborhood here right along the lake. So prices in this area range from the $699,000 I just showed you here in the Painted Ladies area. Also along the water, you can get some in around $900,000 to $1.2 million. So that's kind of this area. Beautiful homes right on the water, old neighborhood with some charm and character. So what do you think of that neighborhood? Isn't that adorable? Well, here I am in our last neighborhood I'm going to highlight here in Grimsby. Grimsby on the lake. We are right here on the lake. I know it doesn't look it right now, but we are. Grimsby on the lake is kind of its own little area of Grimsby. As you can see, it has a bunch of little shops, some restaurants, some gastropub, pizzeria, a little market. It has a nail shop. So all along this stretch of Grimsby on the lake is a bunch of little shops. You can also see it is an area under development still. It's a new development, as you can see by the newer condo units, and much more modern look in this area. Here you can get condos and condo townhomes. Condos in some of these buildings here, there's one condo currently on the market for $350,000. Now, it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 550 square foot home, or a condo, I should say, but it is there for around $350,000. Others are going for $500,000, $600,000 for 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom homes. As you get closer to the water and higher up in the condo units, you're going to get higher price points, up to around $900,000 for on the waterfront. And I'm going to shoot you over here. We're going to take a look at the great view of the water that is here, and also show you some townhomes, what they look like and what they go for right now. This is what makes Grimsby on the lake and another area of Grimsby called the Beaches well worth. And here are some of the townhome units along the waterfront here. There is none currently for sale, but we have had some that have been recently sold, and they sold a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago. One sold for $1.2 million, another one sold for $1.6 million, 2-bedroom, 3-bath homes, and of course, with this view. That's what you can get here in this neighborhood at Grimsby on the lake. So that pretty much wraps up our neighborhood tour, giving us an idea of what houses are selling for, the neighborhood that you can get here in Grimsby. I picked these 4 because they give us the best overview of what you can get here in Grimsby. There are other places along the lake that you can get. Prices are about the same, although as you get closer into Grimsby on the beaches, they are homes, detached homes, and they're going to be going in around on the water, $1.6 million, $1.5 million, $2 million. Away from the water, you can get some in around $750,000, $800,000. So, as you know, at the end of all of our videos, I invite you to go grab yourself a coffee or a tea or hot chocolate, whatever your drink of choice happens to be. If it's a hot where you are, you want to have a cold drink, go ahead. Even get a beer if you want. I'll meet you at today's local gym. I'll introduce you to that place, have a little tea, coffee with you, finish things up, and say goodbye. So let's head on over to today's local gym. Didn't have to go far to get to today's gym. I hope you had time to get yourself a coffee or a tea. Here we are out in front of the Olive Bar. This is a really cute and classy place. Has charcuterie boards. I'm gonna go in and get something to eat. I'm sorry for the construction noise. They're doing some repairs around here. It's a little bit noisy, but let's jump into the bar and we'll finish off today's video. So Grimsby is really a charming city with a small town vibe. Even though it has active lifestyle like right here at Grimsby on the lake, beautiful views, its own little vibe right here. You go into Dorchester neighborhoods, great family, quiet neighborhood, extremely safe. Downtown, accessible to all of the local downtown establishments and the major shopping, Canadian Tire, etc. Right in that area, you can walk to all those things or go up on the Escarpment and the peaceful quietness of the country living overlooking the city and the lake. Grimsby has it all. It's also the closest city in the Niagara region to the Toronto GTA area. It is the gateway to Niagara. Now, granted, because it's so close to the GTA, Grimsby has some of the higher prices of homes here in Niagara, but it is really worth checking out if you're thinking of making a move to Niagara. I'm here at the Olive Board, our local gem of the day. I've ordered my food, some peach and brie flatbread. Can't wait to see it come. I wish I could order the whole charcuterie that they have here. It's excellent, but it is a little bit more for one person to eat. I wish I could have a picture of it so you can take a look at it. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and even share it to others who may be thinking and moving here to the Niagara region and Grimsby in particular. And of course, if you are thinking of making this move or even trying to figure out where you want to make the move, please do not hesitate to give Ellen and I a call. We'd love to chat with you, talk to you about all the neighborhoods of the Niagara region, all the cities, what they have to offer. And if Niagara isn't for you, we'd be happy to help you discover that and find that out for you so that you do make the very best decision for you and where you want to move to next. Oh, nice. My food just arrived. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? It still looks more than I can eat. Peach and brie flatbread. I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. So I'm going to say farewell. You guys have a great day. And until next time, thank you so much for stopping by. You guys got to come here. The olive board in Grimsby. Come into our houses with us and I'll treat you. Oh yeah. See you guys later. Bye-bye.